Hi, and welcome to this briefing about XLS. The objective of this briefing is to explain the XLS concept, so we'll talk about guidance mode, how to make an aircraft flying an approach along a defined flight path to the landing. And first, what is the most used guidance mode for approaches? ILS, Instrument Landing System, of course. Everybody knows ILS and always used it. In fact, it's operated since 1940. But ILS has limitations, mainly the cost, and that is why we see a lot of new alternatives for the approaches. I will not make a presentation saying that ILS is dead, don't worry. ILS will continue for a while to be the primary approach mode. But thanks to breakthrough in technologies, new approaches and new ways to fly the approaches has arrived. In fact, there is a lot of type of approach available. We have ILS, of course, but also conventional approaches VOR or NDB, GLS, RNP AR, AirNav GNSS with LNAV only minima, LNAV VNAV or LPV. It can be complicated to find your way. There are so many options. So we worked on a cockpit solution to ease pilot tasks and get common principles of monitoring. The main driver for the design of this new solution was keep it simple. So ILS is the most used and the most appropriate guidance mode. Why not using the same design for all the approaches? For all approaches it is a bit difficult, but for all straight approaches. And this is the XLS concept, to propose for all straight approaches a common human-machine interface based on existing ILS. And we think that this functionality will be a basis for the future in Airbus cockpit. XLS function is mainly hosted in the multimode receiver, the MMR. Thanks to the following data, which are the aircraft position, latitude and longitude, aircraft altitude, final approachment data like anchor point coordinates, so the runway threshold, the course and the slope, the MMR compute a virtual beam and thus deviation from this virtual beam. The similar lock and glide slope deviations are transmitted to the display and the autopilot like in ILS. So, same PFD display and same scale, same autopilot behavior and guidance flow, and also same auto-land capability when applicable. So what XLS stands for? LS for landing system. So it's an approach guidance mode. And the X is for various approach guidance mode, of course ILS, but also FLS for FMS landing system, GLS for GBAS landing system, and SLS for SBAS landing system. All these guidance modes cover all the spectrum of straight approaches. The difference between each XLS guidance mode will be the source used for the deviation. Where do the altitude of the position come from? I will not speak about ILS, you all know it. First, we talk about the FLS, FMS landing system. It has been introduced on the A380. FLS can provide a guidance for all straight non-precision approaches, AirNav GNSS, LNAV and LNAV VNAV minima, VOR and NDB. Again, FLS is not an approach type. It is an Airbus solution, an Airbus guidance mode. So you will never see FLS on a chart. FLS is what we call an onboard landing system. The data used for the FLS deviation computation come from onboard and are the current position for the lateral, GPIRS or IRS navets or IRS only, the current barometric altitude for the vertical deviation, so it is sensitive to QNH error, There is a possibility to compensate the final approach for low temperature thanks to the entry of the ground temperature on perf approach page. And the data for the final approach segment, the last leg of the flight, is coded on the navigation database. So, FLS is available for all straight approaches. There is no external ground installation for virtual path. Aircraft is autonomous. The Airbus solution called GLS for GBAS landing system uses the differential GPS GBAS technology. This type of approach is charted GLS. To augment the GPS position accuracy on the aircraft, we need a specific equipment on ground, a reference station located in the vicinity of the airport. This station knows its exact position and received the GPS data. It computes correction to apply to the GPS position in order to have a better accuracy and integrity of the position. This position data and final approach segment data to build the vertical path are transmitted to the aircraft via a VHF antenna. Only one ground station can be used for all QFU of an airport. So, GLS deviation are computing using the current GBAS augmented position, the current GBAS augmented altitude, and this is the important point, it is a geometric altitude, so not sensitive to temperature or QNH setting. GPS position is not enough precise to be used for vertical guidance, but thanks to the augmentation, the GBAS altitude is precise enough to be used. The final approach segment, as well as position data, is transmitted from the ground station. So, for example, you do not need to have an FMS to perform a GLS approach. You can use directly tuning via your RMP. For the moment, GLS is limited to Cat 1 Autoland on A320, A330, A380 and A350, but we are working on Cat 2 in a very near future without aircraft modification, only ground station modification. And we are also working on Cat 3 capability. For this, a new MMR standard will be needed. The Airbus solution SLS for SBAS landing system is the guidance mode to fly AirNav GNSS down to LPV minima. So, as for FLS, you will never see SLS on a chart. The augmentation works the same way that for GLS, but for a wide area via a network of reference stations and not only a single one. The augmentation is provided by zone and transmitted via a geostationary satellite. It does not cover one or two airports, but one or several countries. The main operative networks are EGNOS in Europe and WAAS in the US. The data used for the SLS deviation computation are the current SBAS augmented position for the lateral and the current SBAS augmented altitude. So, also a geometric altitude with a high accuracy and integrity. The data for the final approach segment are not transmitted, but stored in the navigation database in a specific section called the fast data block to enhance the integrity of the data. For the moment, AirNav GNSS with LPV minima can propose minima equivalent to Cat 1, 200 feet, so it is more a precision approach even if it is charted as an AirNav GNSS. So now, let's talk about some tips about XLS. First, the crew do not choose a guidance mode. The guidance mode, FLS, GLS or SLS, will be automatically proposed regarding the selection of the approach in the FMS. GLS for GLS approaches, SLS if LPV minima are coded in the AirNav GNSS and the aircraft is capable, FLS for conventional or AirNav GNSS with LNAV VNAV minima. The quality of the deviation and thrust that we can have on it will depend on the source. For SLS and GLS, this is equivalent to ILS Cat 1. So you can have the same level of confidence than for an ILS. In case of degraded accuracy, the data are not transmitted. For FLS, the deviations are based on barometric altitude, so QNH sensitive, and will still be provided even in case of degraded position with a category degradation indicated. That is why there is a specific design with double diamonds. And finally, GLS or SLS are approach mode. The GNSS augmented position is only used for the deviation computation. For example, the aircraft altitude, which you see on PFD or you select on FCU, is still a barometric altitude. So, for all straight final approaches, we have a solution with this XLS concept. But for curved approaches, when there is turn after the final approach point, like on RNPR approach, XLS cannot be used. We need specific mode, which are the well-known final APP mode or similar improved mode APP-DESNAV on S350. On S350, a specific design has been introduced, the APP-DESNAV mode, and is automatically and exclusively proposed when an approach coded as an RNPR is selected. It will be extended to S380 in future RNPR below 03 option planned in 2021 in batch 7. On S320 and S330, previously FLS and final APP were exclusive, which means that if you select FLS option, you don't have final APP anymore, so you cannot install RNPR option. But it is no more the case. The coexistence option proposed with FMS Release 2 on S320 and S330 propose the same kind of design than for S350. For all approaches, XLS is proposed except for RNPR approach, where final APP is automatically selected by the FMS. Now let's review the Airbus aircraft capability regarding XLS. On S350, FLS, RNPR 0.1 and coexistence are basic. GLS and SLS are proposed in option with a command mode. On S380, FLS is basic, GLS is optional, and the SLS and the coexistence function will be proposed in the future batch 7 in 2021. On S320 and S330, GLS and RNPR are optional, and the specific configuration is required. SLS will be proposed in option in future standard in 2020 and 2021. For the FLS and the coexistence, it will be progressively proposed as basic in line fit. The XLS concept is for the moment not proposed on S340 and S300 and 310. Now, let's talk about the training policy, because all these functions need a crew training. GLS, SLS, and FLS are derived from ILS, and we push for a commonality between all XLS modes to be ILS lookalike. As the handling behavior and SOPs are the same, there is no need for a full flight simulator, so a level B training, a computer-based training, is sufficient. For the coexistence, you only need to understand the difference between both guidance modes. The FCOM description is sufficient, as selection is made automatically. Concerning the mixed fit, when you have aircraft with XLS and other without, this is particularly the case when you will receive new S320 with the option, a recommendation is to use FLS when the function is embedded and no longer use final APP for straight approaches. As soon as one aircraft of your fleet is fitted with FLS option, we recommend you to train all the crew to the function. And finally, in your daily operation, it is easy to identify if the aircraft is equipped or not, thanks to the aircraft configuration summary table in the QRH. FLS and coexistence are indicated, SLS and GLS also. To conclude, as requested by pilot, keep it simple was the main driver. So XLS is one simple solution that fits all straight-in approaches. To complete this solution, final APP and APPDES are proposed on curved RNPA approach like RNPR, and it is now proposed on S320 and S330. The key point is community with ILS. XLS guidance mode are ILS lookalike solution. So a training level B is declared sufficient. The coexistence is level A. So when you select your approach in the FMS, automatically the FMS selects the corresponding guidance mode to follow this approach. You just have to monitor and fly it. Please be informed that we developed a new application to ease pilots' understanding of the guidance mode available on board depending on the approach type selected. This tool is available on Airbus Wind and on Airbus World. You can check available guidance mode and compare between aircraft type. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and I'll see you around for the next one.